Here we are. Welcome back to the Energy Bridge here in
Intersolar.
Intersolar 2025, the third day. Yesterday it was busy. We didn't record too many interviews, but the one that we made, it was very interesting with Luke Hu in batteries. And today we have the pleasure to have Watt Analytics and the CEO here. It's a startup from Vienna, so it's exciting.
Hey, Philipp, glad to have you here. Could
Thanks
you
for having me.
introduce yourself and what analytics?
So my name is Philipp. I'm the CEO and partner of Sonography. We are an energy management software company, startup from Vienna, as you mentioned right now. We are 15 people right now. We are somewhere between the startup and scale-up phase right now. So we have the core product ready. We have also our first partners. We have already implemented our systems in over 1,000 households and small businesses. And what we are doing is that we provide energy management software core, and for each partner we are developing for their specific use cases features, and bring with this approach more and more features, use cases, competences, knowledges into this platform. And so the main goal is to have the best software in place for energy management.
And when we talk about energy management, what exactly is that what analytics is doing that is different from other energy management solutions?
Yeah, I mean, actually, there are a lot of energy management systems right now in the field. We also spent the whole Wednesday, so the first day at the Intersolar, checking all our competitors. And if you're visiting the Intersolar for a few years now, you see each year there are new software energy management companies here. The thing is that they all have one use case. So you have a lot of startups for the home energy market. Yeah. So they have an online only approach. Then you have the old big companies, let's say, they are more into the industrial field. So there are specific niches, but there is no holistic energy management with a core system which has all the OEM independency feature, all the load management feature, and also all the monitoring features. And this is what we are doing. We created this whole core software. And with this core as our basis, we can then easily go into the specific niches and markets where our partners are operating at. And I would say this is actually the big advantage and our big USP, that we are not focusing on one specific use case, but also providing a solid core function. And then with our fantastic developing team, over 10 developers we have in Vienna right now, go into the specific use cases and features for our partners.
And one of the quotes that I read on about you, that you started with energy efficiency as a system. Could you elaborate on that, how it all started?
Yeah, this was actually the legacy of Watt Analytics. So it all started with the device recognition. So back in 2018, there was the idea to bring energy efficiency into the households by installing an smart meter at the electricity booth to measure on the three phases the electricity flow very in a high frequency with 4 measurements per second per phase.
Wow.
So 12 measure points per second. And then based on their load curve and on specific other patterns, we could detect single consumers load, for example, coffee machine, the lights, and so on, and then to display them in our app and or also on our website, and then to give the customer an overview about how is the usage of his electricity with installing only one measurement system and to do the rest with AI software. So this was actually the first use case we did. And this is something which is also a USP of us and which we are focusing right now, also in a very big funding project with the Austrian Institute of Technology to bring more logic into this AI algorithm. Mm-hmm. But what we were facing also at the same time is that load management is actually I would say, the even more important phase. So that's why we managed or actually created our second Scrum team focusing on load management as well.
Yeah, this is something that we have seen in many exhibitions, that is getting more and more important. Demand response, like not only it's a smarter way and more efficient way to use the existing infrastructure, but like shifting the load, it's very important now in the demand side. So what you are doing now is with AI also, and how do you manage the equipment? How do you switch them on or off? How do you program them?
Yeah, that's a really tough thing, because what we did actually, so we had our smart meter for the device recognition with the 4 point second measurement, and then we added a computer into the same component, and with local Modbus TCP/IP, we actually developed all the interfaces to the OEMs. We are supporting right now, I would say, 90% of all component manufacturers, and each year there are new component manufacturers. Yeah.
The component need to be IoT enabled, or?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So actually, Modbus TCP/IP is something they need to have in their system, because otherwise it's not really possible to give comments or to get the data from it. I mean, there are some other workarounds you can do, but it is actually very common for all the OEMs to integrate open Modbus TCP/IP protocol, so that energy management software companies can use their interfaces. And then you have actually I would say the whole energy infrastructure of a household or a business on one platform. And then what you were actually talking about, then you have some different, I would say, requirements of how do you load or actually enable all the batteries, wall boxes, and all the flexible loads. And this is, of course, the production from your own PV system. But you have also, which is also very, very popular at the moment, flexible energy tariffs.
Okay,
so we have
with market. So you are also making.
So
market
you
trading.
actually communicate with the spot market. Mm-hmm. And what is also actually in Austria very, very big market is energy communities.
Yeah.
So it is very important for, I would say, big companies with different locations. On one location they have a big PV system. On the other location they don't have. They have only a battery, let's say. And then it's very important that the two different locations communicate with each other, so that the battery in the location B knows when there is an overproduction in the location A to take all the energy from the location A and to load the battery. And what we are also focusing right now, which will be also very important beginning of next year, is that the electricity infrastructure will also have some different prices.
Yeah.
And this is also something you need to integrate in your software. So you have your own production, you have the spot market, you have the different prices from the electricity infrastructure. You have the different OEMs, you have different locations, and you need one software to manage all this thing. And that's a pretty hard work. Yeah?
Wow. Yeah. Challenge. Big challenge. Good.
And one of the things that everyone wants to understand is about the numbers in terms of energy efficiency. People always talk about that it's a bit far ahead to talk about energy efficiency. Right now, let's talk about the scale. Let's talk about deployment. It will come later. If you can explain a bit more about the cost saving that you buy, why it gets more important solution like you right now.
Yeah, I mean, let's start it that way. In Austria, 20% of the whole energy consumption, only 20% is electricity. The rest is heating and also mobility. Yeah, and Austria don't have gas and that we don't have oil. So we need to shift as much as possible into the electricity, because Austria, we have the big water productions. We have also in East Austria wind, and we have also solar. So actually we have a very good mix. Yeah, but we need to bring all the other consumers into the electricity market, let's say.
Electrify.
Yeah, everything, every part. Yeah, but not everything, of course. So you will not be able to bring the big steel manufacturers to electricity. So that's not possible. Yeah,
That's what your thesis about, right? To how to electrify the industry.
Yeah.
But there are limits.
yeah. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. Yeah? But you can bring this 20% electricity to 80% electricity. So this should be the case. This should be the case. Yeah, and the last 20% will be gas and will it be oil. So the big industry, the steel first in Linz, and then all the other steel manufacturers, they will have to take the gas and oil. So that's not possible to shift. But then we have actually, of course, a big need for energy efficiency, as you talked right now, for households and for small businesses. We did some analysis with our existing customers. They need to have heat pumps and they need to have an electrical car. That's important. But then you can say with a PV system, you can save around 30% of electricity costs.
Yeah.
Wow.
A PV system with a battery, you can save around 50% costs. And then a PV system with a battery and with an energy management system, which integrates all these things we're talking right now, the spot market, energy communities, and so on, you can save to 70 to 80%. So that's actually the thing. Yeah.
So storage systems are crucial for this energy transition that we're living in, right? To have flexibility and the option to manage energy.
Solution altogether. A PV system, a storage system, and a monitoring system all going hand in hand is when you get the most efficiency. So
Yeah.
how is it going with collaboration because you need to talk to a lot of battery storage systems
Manufacturers, yeah.
manufacturers. You need to talk to a lot of PV developers. So, what are the constraints that you feel when it comes to collaboration?
For us, it's very, very easy because we have this local approach. What are the new HEMS, home energy management startups, are doing right now? Is that they actually don't want to install a hardware at the customer, so they cannot use the local interfaces, of course, obviously. So they want to have a software-only approach where they connect to all the online servers from the manufacturers, which then leads to that the manufacturers have higher server costs because an third-party software is calling the server, I don't know, several times a minute.
Yeah.
And that's why the manufacturers are not so in love with all this HEMS only software. But if you come from a local approach, that you actually communicate with the local component of the manufacturer, then the manufacturers does not have any more costs or something like that, because you're not using his server infrastructure, and therefore they are very open and actually very happy to talk with us, because they think, okay, if our system supports, I don't know, Solax or something like that, then this is a big advantage for them or actually a big opportunity for them to sell their components to maybe existing customers of us.
Yeah. I have a question more like in the spirit of entrepreneurial spirit, because we discussed before camera that you see the market, all manufacturers are going in China or other places. So the role in Europe could be to use better this infrastructure or this equipment, make it software, intelligent software, how to manage better. And in this approach, how do you see the competence or the competition with other countries which are developing softwares, and you from Vienna
Yeah.
to the world?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, as we discussed before, I think Asian markets with all the new software and components are on a very, very good way. I think the niche for Europe is software, because we know the use cases, we know the electricity market in Europe, and that's why we have actually the niche know-how, I would say. So I think it would be a very good fit. Maybe we have a talk with the CEO of this booth then, that the Asian companies are providing the hardware. They are very, very good. And Europe, with all the software knowledge we have, and also with the knowledge about the European electricity market, we can provide the software. And then I would think this could be a very strong partnership.
yeah, it's very visionary. I share it.
And when you talk about cross-border collaboration and mostly European companies doing the software and the components coming from China, do you see the hardware companies, they're open to integrating other software within their system?
Yeah, I would say they are more open than the European manufacturers.
Wow.
Okay, that's interesting.
Good.
Yep.
It's good. So thank you for being with us today. We try in the middle of this chaos to make some interesting